Long ago, in Greek myth, there was a divine personification of war named Polemos. He was not worshipped like other Greek gods and had no known cult practice or myth associated with him. However, he existed mainly as an embodiment of the concept of war, often appearing in allegories and philosophical discourse. In Roman mythology, Polemos was equivalent to the god Bellum, who also personified the concept of war. The two gods have been featured in various works of art throughout history, often depicted as winged figures accompanied by symbols such as weapons, flames, and chariots. In philosophy, Polemos has often been used as a metaphorical representation of the dualistic nature of conflict, representing not only the physical and violent aspect of war but also the internal and ideological battles that humans face within themselves. One such story involved a great battle between two neighboring kingdoms. The armies of both kingdoms were well matched, and the conflict lasted for many long months. As the war waged on, Polemos found himself torn between the two sides. On the one hand, he was drawn to the strength and courage of the warriors on both sides, admiring their fierce determination and desire to protect their homeland. But on the other hand, he could not ignore the terrible suffering and destruction that the war was causing, leaving countless families without homes or loved ones. In the end, Polemos chose to withdraw from the conflict, symbolically laying down his weapons and refusing to take sides. His actions inspired the leaders of both kingdoms to put down their arms and seek a peaceful resolution to the conflict, one that would benefit all of their people. Though Polemos may not have been worshipped like other Greek gods, the concept of war that he represented has had a profound impact on human history and continues to shape the world we live in today. Polemos, the powerful Greek god of war, fathered Alala, the goddess of war cry, and was the brother of Io, another war goddess. Aesop's fable of War and His Bride recounted how Polemos drew hubris as his wife in a marriage lottery, and became inseparable from her. However, Babrius warned that insolence should never be entertained, as after hubris, war would be at hand. In Aristophanes' Acarnanians, Polemos was set against Dicaeopolis, who championed peace and longed for marriage with Dialege, the goddess of reconciliation. Despite Aristophanes advocating for a balance between Dionysus and Polemos, Polemos was banned from parties for his violent behavior, which included burning vineyards, emptying wine, and disrupting singing. In Aristophanes' piece, Polemos made a brief appearance where he threatened to grind all the cities of Greece in a mortar with tumult as his henchman, after having plagued them for 10 years. However, his fearsome threat was undermined by a series of puns on the names of the cities, which made it sound like he was preparing a meal. Polemos then sent Tumult to find a pestle that was sufficient for his task and withdrew to the house of Zeus, remaining a threat throughout the play. This scenario seemed to be an original invention of Aristophanes, known for his witty and satirical plays. In ancient Greece, Heraclitus was a pre-Socratic philosopher who was fascinated by the concept of Polemos, which he described as the king and father of all. According to Heraclitus, this force had the power to both create and destroy, revealing the gods and humans and differentiating the free from the slaves. However, he deliberately kept the ambiguity around whether Polemos was an abstraction, a deity, or simply a generalization of war. Many years later, the renowned philosopher Heidegger would interpret Polemos as the principle of setting apart or differentiation, the idea that in order to truly understand something, you must be able to differentiate it from everything else. It's this subtle difference that allows us to create meaning, and Polemos was seen as the force driving this process. As time went on, Polemos remained a mysterious and powerful concept, inspiring countless other scholars and thinkers to ponder its true nature and meaning. But with Heraclitus and Heidegger as our guides, we can begin to grasp the true power and complexity of this force that holds such sway over our lives.
Do you want to explore more Greek mythology stories? Who do you want to see featured next? Subscribe and leave a comment below to let me know. I'll see you in the next video.